Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the CrossFit ETHOS podcast. With me today is Coach Josh, and we have from team leadership, we have Polly. Today's episode will be talking mostly about the CrossFit Open as the open season is upon us. What does that mean for us? Something that you might be able to relate to, as well as how we're going to be doing it in the CrossFit Open. So we're actually going to start off with Josh. So our first question is, how many times have you done the CrossFit Open? When was the last time that you did the CrossFit Open?
So the last time was last year, 2023. This year is my 9th CrossFit Open.
Nice. How about you, Polly?
My first one was at 2014 and the last one was 2017.
2017, so it's been a few years. So you've done a total of 4 CrossFit Opens.
Ancient.
Yeah, so my first unofficial one was 2012. My first official one was 2013. I did 8 consecutive Opens since then, and the last time was actually 2020. So it's been 4 years since my last one. This will be my 9th CrossFit Open. Let's think about standings. Let's talk about that first. Josh, what was the highest standing that you've ever achieved?
The best one was 2022.
2022.
This is the new format where there's quarterfinals. So after the Open, it used to be regionals, right? Now there's one more online stage before we get to semis. In the region, I finished 87th in Asia. So yeah, that's the best, and hopefully to just get better this year.
How about you, Polly?
Maybe it was in 2016. I was 114 in Asia.
114th in Asia, and I'm exactly half of that. So in 2015, I finished 57th. That's my highest. So I still, I still currently have one notch above Coach Josh over here, right? My highest standing in the Philippines was actually second. Would have been first if it wasn't for my friend Jeremy Pace, who is not really Filipino, but no problem with that. Highest standing in the Philippines? Third, yeah. Who was above you that time?
Kuika Henderson, and I don't know them personally. I see their names a lot.
So they're not in the Philippines?
They're not.
So technically, Josh was also fittest in the Philippines for a year. How about you, Polly?
10th. That was also in 2016.
Okay. So here's a question for you, Polly. Is this your first year competing in the age group category also?
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's going to be my first time.
Yeah.
Masters.
So similar to Polly, the last time we both competed, we were not at the 35-year-old mark yet, and now we are. So we'll be competing in a new aspect, which is that age category. Real quickly, what are you looking forward to the most, Josh, for your Open?
It's my first time doing it with a team. So we're trying to repeat what you guys did, like made history going regionals with a team. And then, it's just, somehow it's more relaxed during the Open now because it's 25%. So the barrier to entry to the quarterfinals is, I would say, easier. But of course, you can't mess up. And for me, it's more pressure in the quarterfinals. And somehow when they said yes to form a team, I feel more pressure.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 other people who are depending on my performance rather than just me. So if me, and then I succeed, good. And then if I lose it, if I don't do well for myself, it's just me.
Yeah.
But right now, my outcome, I'm not really that outcome based anymore, but my outcome now has 3 other people depending on it. So yeah, that's just the external pressure that I'm feeling, but just excited. Trying to do what you guys did. 2015, right?
Yeah. How does it feel differently for you knowing that you are one of 2 head coaches running an affiliate now and with a new community as well?
I'm very excited. Actually, I think this is the first time that I'm doing it with a group in a long time. Because even when I was coaching in the old gyms before, the Open journey was actually just me. There was a time where people just didn't want to register to the Open and then put themselves out there in the leaderboard anymore. So there's no sense of community.
Yeah.
And well, in my experience, doing it, but now I'm excited to actually do it first. Like what we're doing in Ethos, Coach Job and I will do some tips and tricks on how to get the most out of the workout, and then firsthand I'll do it before everyone does it on Saturday. So if you guys want to watch that, That's anywhere between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. every Friday starting next week.
Yeah, we'll go on Facebook Live also for you fan people over there. How about you, Polly? What are you looking forward to the most in this year's CrossFit Open?
Maybe the goals is really different this time. So for this year, to be able to just finish all of the workouts, given that it's been 6 years since my last Open. So hopefully I'll be able to finish all of it.
Yeah. So the last time you did the CrossFit Open, you didn't have kids yet?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you had dogs, I'm not really sure.
Yes.
A little bit busier with work, I would say. So priorities have shifted quite a bit. And for those who don't know, Paulie used to be a high-performing athlete, as we talked about some of our ranks earlier. That would be the only relevance as to why we were doing the ranks anyways. But now we've really shifted a lot in terms of like where we are with life. So now that there's been a major paradigm shift in your lifestyle and your life in general, how do you feel coming into this Open? What are the thoughts that are going into your head in comparison to who you used to be and like where you are at right now?
Well, the past few weeks when I registered for the Open, there wasn't pressure at all. But like now it's a week away. It's like pressure is slowly filling up in my mind. But somehow I do understand that given the training that I used to do back then, it's definitely different this time because I used to do 2 trainings a day.
Yeah.
So it's like definitely the output will be different. But and recovery is really different back in the day as to it is now. So I'm just really looking forward to doing it with the whole community and with you.
Nice. So on my end, as Josh was saying, I was able to formulate a team before and high-performing athletes, and we were able to go to the next level of the Open, which is the regionals, right before the CrossFit Games. So safe to say, I used to be a very, very competitive athlete. That was a long, long time ago. And similar to Paulie, my priorities in life has shifted quite a bit. I am not in that same stage as where Josh is right now, where he's trying to make it to the quarterfinals and all of that. And I think the beauty about the Open is that regardless of what stage you're in, you are able to experience it and learn from it in your own way. So me specifically, I'm very excited that our CrossFit Ethos community will be able to experience this. A very, very new community. We have a lot of first-timers, a lot of people who are joining the Open for the first time or experiencing it for the first time. And I just want them to experience what I firsthand experienced. Now, I know it might have been different way back when, but I do feel like the quote-unquote, the magic of the Open remains to be the same, where all of a sudden there are certain things and certain challenges and hurdles that a person is able to get over with just the cheers from anyone or the external pressure, as Josh liked to mention. So whether it's your first year or your 10th year, I feel like the essence of the Open is so unique. And it's such a global phenomenon that everyone, all CrossFitters all around the world, at least for those participating, are doing the exact same thing. Now, whether you want to do it for yourself or you want to compare it to a local aspect, the Philippines, your community, or on a global aspect, whether you're in the age category like us, or there are even some profession categories, that'll be an interesting insight. The other thing that I'm actually also very excited for is the fact that I haven't done this in 4 years. Now, I've had my own reasons for not doing it in the past 4. Again, different changes and obligations. One thing that is more of a personal thing for me is I want to see how well I'm doing now that I've gotten rid of that whole phase of like we used to wear knee sleeves and wrist straps, belts, non-negotiables. We've kind of elevated our training in a sense of like more of the longevity side, especially with the programming that we do here at CrossFit Ethos. I want to be able to test how our programming is and how my lifestyle choices and training choices have applied to me, given that I've only started training again, fairly recently. Yeah, just a few months in. Okay. So here in CrossFit Ethos, we are running the Open every Saturday. Basically, we're going to do heats, and this is an open invite to everybody out there who are dropping in. If you're interested in getting judged by one of our certified judges,
all good reps, maybe.
Yeah, all good reps. We're gonna have those on deck. We'll also be open on Sunday and Friday during our open gym hours. We will be able to provide you guys judges just in case you want to do your open workouts as well. For our members at CrossFit Ethos, remember, we have the Ethos Games along with the CrossFit Open. We're gonna make a good intramural fun out of it. Every Saturday is going to be a super fun event. Lots of bantering, lots of trash talking, lots of competitive, both on the social and physical aspect. It's going to be messy, but it's going to be super fun. Speaking to both our members and anyone out there, I'd like to go into advice. So Coach Josh, as an athlete and somebody aiming to get to the quarterfinals, but as also someone with tenure in the CrossFit realm. So if in case you didn't know, Josh came into the CrossFit realm and doing the Open, not as an elite athlete right away. He really built himself up. And we, actually, the three of us, we've seen that process from when he was still a scrawny, skinny kid to where he is now, being one of the highest performing athletes of the country. What would be your advice to anybody who is just doing it for the first time or have tenure?
If it's the first time, just go put yourself out there. Like as you said earlier, the magic of the Open, like it's something that's actually like, how do I say it? Like it actually does work. Probably because of there's just a recommended movement or recommended weight, and then sometimes like you just have to go through it. Because like what we have on the whiteboard or on the screen, there are recommended weights, there are recommended scales. In the Open, there's none. It's either you do it required or you scale it, and then sometimes it's that one time of the year that you can just do what you actually think you're not capable of, and then you just go it and then you clear it, and then you'll want more. Then the next year you'll register. Right? And then for those who've been doing it for a while, some maybe more than me, again, 3 weeks, 3 workouts does not define your hard work, right? Whatever fitness goals you have or life goals you have, there are other things that are more important so the world won't end. Especially with 25% making it to the quarterfinals now, don't be that stupid person who'll do it 3 times over. You'll not get fitter in 3 days. Right? And from a coaching perspective, to our members and other affiliates who are training, as a coaching advice, you will not get fitter in 1 to 3 weeks' time. So think about the things you can control, sleep well, do the movements right, film well, make sure you're seen in the whole video if you want to submit a video. And yeah, what you can do if you push too hard is actually just kill yourself more, and then you'll be sluggish and you'll probably burn out. So stay fresh and enjoy the next 3 weeks.
How about you, Paulie? So I think the advice that I want you to kind of give to our viewers and listeners here is speaking more from the side of a person who is an overthinker and a very high anxious person. What would be your advice to people who are hesitant about joining the Open for the first time, or somebody who, similar to us, hasn't done the Open for a while and then now is coming back to it? What would be the words? What were the conversations you had with yourself that made you make the final push? Apart from being, a torchbearer in this community, it has to be, personal still to make the final decision that I'm going to do it this year.
I guess knowing that the magic of the Open and what it does, maybe it will still surprise you, maybe not in a skill level, but also being able to cycle a barbell in a Metcon, or just how you didn't stop and how you didn't quit. So you just still go and show up for yourself at the end of the day. It's really how you are in the WOD floor in terms of just how you will push yourself and how you want to be better for yourself. So, yeah. At the end of the day, that's what's important, right?
I like that, yeah. So my advice would be, again, just kind of looking at it from multiple perspectives. Earlier today, actually, in our water cooler, we had a little bit of a discussion about the Open. And I kind of want to go back into exactly what I said there. So back in 2012, there was an Open workout of 7 minutes of burpees, and I only did 34. That's how unfit I used to be. If we did that today, I'd probably be able to do triple that number. And then back in 2015, there was a workout that I placed 6th in the entire Asia regional, which was very impressive at the time. If I do that right now, I will probably be more in the bottom 5% of that leaderboard. Either way, I have no problem with that, and I'm exactly happy about that scenario, that I could be better than myself back in 2012, and I am not as strong as I was in 2015. I wouldn't be where I am now in terms of my mindset if I didn't get to expose myself to the CrossFit Open often enough. So the Open has really taught me a lot of lessons when it comes to managing my ego, respecting my body and treating it properly, and just having an understanding of what it can and cannot do. And especially for the first timers, these lessons you will not learn if you're simply a bystander or you simply stand outside of the box or outside of the circle. So my urge for you guys, or my gentle nudge for the first timers is take the leap, take the first step forward. And especially for our CrossFit Ethos community, we're here for you. In case you have any anxieties, hesitations, curiosities, discomforts, your coaches, your team, we're here to help you and guide you and support you through all of that. For those with tenure, I know it's been a tiring journey. I know, especially with the pandemic, a lot of us took a break, and a lot of us needed to have like another fire lit under a butthole so that we can start moving again. This might be it. And if you don't expose yourself, much like the first timer, if you don't take that first step forward, you'll never know if your fire to do CrossFit or your love for CrossFit is still there. What will hurt you? Absolutely not. Maybe your pockets a little bit, but I mean, come on guys, it's $20. The inflation hasn't really affected the registration fee, thankfully. So those with tenure, I still urge you to try it again. Try it with yourself, try it with, a community, with a coach. And this is my last message to the coaches. Coaches, especially if you work at a CrossFit affiliate, be a great example. Lead by example. Show your community that you are willing to do it regardless of your current standing, whether you're the strongest in the box or that your members are stronger than you. Matter of fact, if your members perform better than you, then you did just a great job as a coach. And hopefully you guys can absorb that. And I think with that, that's pretty much it when it comes to the CrossFit Open for us. So again, just a recap of what we're doing, some things to look forward to. Every Friday, the CrossFit Open workout will be released on Thursday night in the US. That's Friday morning for us. By Friday mid-afternoon to evening, you'll see Coach Josh and I. We're going to send you guys some tips and suggestions on how to attack the CrossFit Open for an optimal result or the most fun that you can have. So stay tuned for that. Same channel on our YouTube. For those who are looking for a place to do their CrossFit Open workouts, we are open every Saturday for our heat schedules. That's from 8:30 to 11 in the morning, and then 12:15 until 2:45 in the afternoon. You can also come in during open gym, and CrossFit Ethos will provide you with a certified judge, to make sure that your scores are recorded accurately. If you have any more questions, feel free to send any of our social media platforms a question, and we'll get back to you right away. That's it from us, from Coach Josh, Polly, and myself. We'll see you in the next episode.